as we all know, AEW has Fyter Fest, sponsored by CEO, this upcoming weekend.
I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but do you have any plans of doing a picks and predictions for this week?
I was actually debating that earlier today. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make one. I don't know when, though, so look forward to that. I guess I gotta do one then. So this Saturday, live from the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, we have AEW's second ever event, Fyter Fest. So if you're unaware, AEW actually partnered up with Community Effort Orlando, CEO, which is a gaming convention held yearly in the Daytona Beach area, to actually have this event together. Wrestling, fighting video games, best of both worlds, you name it. So currently, as of right now, there are 9 matches on the show. 3 of them are actually taking place on the buy-in, which is the pre-show. 6 of them on the main card. So let's go ahead and cover them. Brian's picks and predictions. So if you're looking at this card and you're probably thinking, this is just a bunch of random matches and it looks like an indie show, I highly recommend going back and watching the last few weeks of Being the Elite on YouTube, as well as Cody and his production team's Nightmare Family channel, also on YouTube. Each episode, they give backgrounds on each superstar, highlighting them one by one. So it gives you a little bit of background and history for all these superstars in these matches. So as usual, when we do these picks and predictions videos, we never know what match is going to go in order. So let's just go ahead and just do this randomly in no particular order. First match we're going to talk about during the buy-in, let's talk about the hardcore match. Alex Jabali, the organizer for CEO, will be challenging Michael Nakazawa. Funny enough, this match between Jabali and Nakazawa was actually built, I want to say months ago, at least 3 months ago, even before we had Double or Nothing. This was a match where Matt Jackson was kind of getting annoyed by Kenny Omega's signing Michael Nakazawa, so Alex Jabali, who, like I mentioned, is the organizer for CEO, stepped up and said, I'll challenge him at Fyter Fest. It's my event. I'll do it. Let's make it a hardcore match. For this match, despite watching Nightmare Family's history on Alex Jabali, giving him a little bit of background story, I'm going to give this match to Michael Nakazawa. Reason why is we saw him at Double or Nothing on the Casino Battle Royal. He had, the famous baby oil. He did get eliminated first in that Battle Royal, so I think he wants to redeem himself. I know, like I said, this is Alex Jabali's event, CEO. Is he going to try to put himself over, or will AEW push Michael Nakazawa? I think it'll be the latter, Michael Nakazawa for the win. Next match that we're going to talk about, again, in no particular order, is a 3-way tag match between the best friends, Chucky T, Trent, versus SCU's Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian, versus Private Party, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy. So the stipulation for this, it's kind of odd. It makes sense, but you have to, I'm going to read it out to you, but kind of process it a little bit. So the winner of this 3-way tag match advances to All Out to qualify for a first round bye in the tag team tournament to determine the first ever AEW tag team champions. For this match, I'm a big fan of all 3. I'm a bigger fan of SCU, so I'm going to go for them. Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian for the win. After being at Double or Nothing live and in attendance, I'm starting to like the best friends Chucky T and Trent a lot more than before when I was following them in Ring of Honor. And then prior to Double or Nothing, I didn't know much about Private Party, but like I mentioned with Cody's Nightmare Family YouTube page, they gave a really great history with this tag team. I like their background story. I like where they came from. I like what they represent. It's honestly hard to root against them, but I'm doing it anyway for this match. SCU for the victory. The third match that we're going to talk about, it's actually a women's division match. We have Kylie Ray, Smiley Kylie, versus the Librarian, Leva Bates accompanied to the ring by the librarian, Pete Avalon. So if you watch it being the Elite the last few weeks, they're kind of building some sort of storyline with Leva and Pete, both of them being the librarian for AEW, kind of, building that tension, that close one, nothing bad, good tension, I should say. For this match, though, I am going to go for Kylie Rae. The reason why is because she was in that awesome Fatal 4-Way match at Double or Nothing against Britt Baker, who won that match. Also, Nyla Rose was featured in that, and then Awesome Kong made a special appearance. Kylie Rae actually took the pin, so I feel like she has to avenge her loss from that night, and I feel like she will get it at Fyter Fest. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the main card. Again, in no particular order. First match we're going to talk about is a Fatal 4-Way match. You have the number one contender for the AEW Championship, which will be held at All Out. Talking about Hangman Adam Page going up against Jungle Boy, Jimmy Havoc, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. So again, if you're unfamiliar and you're wondering why are they doing this match, it sounds random. Let me give you a quick kind of recap to get you caught up on why it is happening. So last month at Double or Nothing, like I mentioned, Adam Page won the Casino Battle Royal to become the number one contender for the AEW Championship match at All Out against Chris Jericho. So during the show, there was a segment where MJF came out to the ring right before Bret Hart was about to present the championship to Adam Page, to show him what it looks like. MJF said, it should have been me. No pun intended to Dolph Ziggler. He said it should have been me who should have won that Battle Royal. So here we are now on Being the Elite. Adam Page wanted to go against MJF, but there was a funny segment where he was on the phone with Nick Jackson and he told him, so I want a match against MJF, and there was some sort of connection where they couldn't hear it. There was some static, so Matt heard him say the word jungle, so he assumed, okay, Adam Page versus Jungle Boy. He calls back, and then he says, oh, I didn't want this match against Jungle Boy, and then somehow the word Havoc gets thrown in there, so he goes, okay, Adam Page versus Jimmy Havoc. He calls him back a fourth time and says, no, listen, I want MJF, to which Nick Jackson replies, oh, well, I already booked the other three guys, so, I can't pull them out of the card, and then that's where Adam Page says, all right, fine, make it a 4-way match. So here we are, 4-way match, no real stipulation, it's just happening. It was booked on Being the Elite. For this match, I am going to go for Hangman Adam Page. As we all know, I am a huge fan of Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I'm a big fan of Jimmy Havoc and Jungle Boy. I'm a big fan of all four of these guys. I'm not going to lie, but the way I see it, AEW is trying to push Adam Page to the top, making him, probably their top guy. He's young, he's got the look. I can see him going far in AEW. So I can see his momentum going into All Out and also going into Fight for the Fallen, but we'll get to that later. So what better way to give him momentum? Winning the Casino Battle Royal, becoming number one contender, and also winning this Fatal 4-Way match. Next match we're going to talk about is a one-on-one match between Christopher Daniels and Shima. So again, this match, you're probably wondering, how did this match come about? So let's go back again to Being the Elite. It was an episode a few weeks ago where Christopher Daniels got a call from Shima saying, hey, we're friends, we've done a lot for each other. I want a one-on-one match against you at Fyter Fest. So remember, keep in mind, these two guys faced each other at Double or Nothing, but it was in a 6-man tag match. So here we are, one-on-one. Again, Christopher Daniels, Shima, a lot of history between them. They're great friends. They're going to be going one-on-one this time. As you guys know, I'm a big SCU fan. I like Christopher Daniels. I met him. He's a great guy. But for this match, I'm going to go for Shima. Just because at Double or Nothing, his team lost to SCU. So I feel like he has to avenge that loss. And also because AEW is trying to push over OVE to the United States. So what better way to do it than to have one of their top stars get a victory over Christopher Daniels. Next match that we're going to talk about, it's another women's division match. It's a 3-way match. Yuka Sakazaki versus Riho versus Nyla Rose. So these were 3 women that had matches at Double or Nothing. Of course, Nyla Rose was in that Fatal 4-Way match. Riho, Yuka Sakazaki, they were in that 6-woman tag match also on the show. They put on a great show. Again, I'm being unbiased, despite the fact that I was there. I got this hoodie there, I got this hat there. I know I keep rambling, I keep talking and talking and talking, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. I'm going to go for Riho to get the victory in this 3-way match. Next match, I think is going to steal the show. It's Cody versus Darby Allin. So again, I'm going to go ahead and mention one of the Nightmare Family's episodes from Road to Fyter, where they give background stories on each wrestler. They did a great episode on Darby Allin on episode 2 of the Road to Fyter. It's a 10-minute video, but in 5 minutes, it really made me a big Darby Allin fan. Of course, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan. But I feel like after watching that video and, him getting a win over Dustin, he doesn't really need to win this match. He does and he doesn't. He doesn't need to win this match because I feel like it would be right to put over Darby Allin, especially after that video that they put out on him. Also, he does need to win because, as announced at Double or Nothing, Cody's going to be teaming up with his brother Dustin against the Young Bucks at the next AEW show, which is Fight for the Fallen. So he really needs the momentum going in it, but at the same time, he doesn't. This is hard, but I'm going to go ahead and go for Darby Allin for the victory. Next match that we're going to talk about is a 6-man tag match. We have the Elite, the Young Bucks, Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega versus the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. I'm going to go ahead and just say it right now. Double or Nothing, that match between the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks. Best tag team match that I've ever seen in person. Period. My personal opinion, you don't have to agree with it. Wow, that was a great match. So if you watch Double or Nothing and you saw that tag team match, you may have remembered the Young Bucks were the AAA tag team champions, which they won from the Lucha Bros a few months prior before Double or Nothing at an indie show. So since then, the Young Bucks went ahead and got their victory again at Double or Nothing, retained the titles, but they went and lost it back to the Lucha Bros just recently back in Mexico. So now the Lucha Bros are the AAA Tag Team Champions once again. I am really looking forward to this match. With the addition of Laredo Kid, Young Bucks with Kenny Omega. Again, it's one of those picks where I hate to choose against the Elite. I'm a big Elite mark, I will admit that. But for this match, I'm going to go for the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid over Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega. And the next match we're going to talk about, this was a match that was building up since the conclusion of Double or Nothing. We have Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in WWE, having his first match on AEW against the bad boy Joey Janela, which could possibly be the main event. But like I said, we don't know what matches are going to go in order. I'm going to guess this is the main event just because of the build-up. So like I said, this is Jon Moxley's first match on the AEW brand. Since leaving WWE, he's had 3 matches. He's had the match at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of the Super Juniors and at Dominion. And then the other one that I know of, he had a match against Enzo and Kaz XL. So I lost count. I think that's 3. Maybe he's had more since then. But the reason why he's going up against Joey Janela in this match, again, if you don't watch Being the Elite, this is how it all went down. So after Jon Moxley made his appearance at Double or Nothing, he goes backstage, he cuts a promo saying why he's here. Joey Janela then walks into the room, laughs at him, lights a cigarette. That's where Jon Moxley goes and takes the cigarette from his hand, takes a puff from it, flicks it. That upsets Joey Janela. He has a little bit of stare down. So again, on a recent episode on YouTube, I don't remember if it was Being the Elite or if it was Road to Fyter, Joey Janela pretty much cuts a promo, one of the best promos I've ever seen, saying, Jon Moxley, when he doesn't say WWE and he doesn't mention Dean Ambrose, but he drops hints saying, when he was there, he was pretty much a puppet. You know, he had to tone down his character a little more. He was always told what to do. He doesn't want that guy. He wants to face the guy who has been wrestling 17 years altogether, you know, prior to his WWE run. I'm excited for this match, as I am for the whole entire card. I'm going to go and pick Jon Moxley for the victory. Why? It's because it's his first match on the AEW brand. So, you know, might as well have him get his first victory too. So those are my picks. Those are my predictions for Fyter Fest. Once again, this Sunday in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's AEW's second event under the brand. Their third one coming up July 13. Fight for the Fallen. It's coincidentally, WWE dropped the news today that they were going to be streaming Evolve 10's anniversary on the WWE Network at the same time on the same day as Fight for the Fallen. So that'll be interesting. But you don't have to wait till July 13. You can watch Fyter Fest for free on the Bleacher Report app if you are in the US, and also for a low price worldwide on Fight TV or wherever you can watch the show. So as usual, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell me who your picks are for each match on the show. You can also visit our Facebook page, We Are 113, which actually just eclipsed 1,600 likes. So again, that's a big deal for us. 1,600 may not seem like a lot, but I know for myself, for all my fellow peers at 113, this was something that we were not expecting. Let's go ahead and keep that number growing, because what we're trying to do is become a wrestling community where we can just interact with fans and just talk about wrestling. We want to be interactive, nothing more. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. All you have to do is search the 113 Cast. Hit that subscribe button, listen to our episodes, let us know what you think. And also, I can't end this video without mentioning our friend Johnny from 113's band, Small Town Titans. Go ahead and give them a listen. Again, iTunes, Spotify, wherever music can be listened to. Also, check out articles from our very own Rocks on ProWrestlingJournal.com or on Twitter at kayfabe today. And then last but not least, do not forget to check out our website, www.weare113.com. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy All Elite Wrestling's event, Fyter Fest.